guys. Testing out the new microphone. Picked this up a couple weeks ago, just getting around to trying it now. It's actually on, it's a big wire connected to the USB port on the GoPro camera, as you can see on the picture here. And apparently it captures very well and very far, so I guess we'll figure it out after I edit this video. There's something I wanted to talk to you guys about. I don't know if you're on the same page as me or not, and I'm not sure why it bugs me so much. Maybe because I did auto mechanics for 2 years, and you know, when you're learning auto mechanics, they want you to use the right terms and so on and so forth. But in the RC world, for some weird reason, people are calling universal joints CVDs. Now, a CVD and a universal joint do very similar jobs, but they are really not the same thing at all. The CVD is obviously better suited for higher speeds, and every single front-wheel drive car, and even a lot of four-wheel drive cars, actually most of them, use them. Not for the center shaft, but to the wheels. Now, a CVD uses a ball and groove method. So you have the cup, you have the ball, and in the ball area you have grooves, and the same grooves appear in the cup, and there's a ball in it. There's usually about 5 or 6 of them, if I'm not mistaken. So it's pretty articulated, and it transmits power quite well. This is a universal joint. Anything that has 2 pivot axes on different angles is a universal joint. It too transmits power on an angle, like a CVD would, and obviously less suited for higher speeds and more susceptible to phasing and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go into that too much, but all in all, 99% of the joints used in RC are universal joints. I've seen a couple, but mostly in the 5th scale, large scale RCs, where they actually had CVD joints, and they weren't cheap either. So all in all your joints, or most of your joints, are universal joints. Some of them have like a cup that covers it. It kind of looks like a CVD, but it's still a universal joint because it still uses 2 axes. If you look at these, they're covered. Okay, they look like CVDs, but they're still universal joints. They still use the 2 axes in order to get things, transmit the power. Even the ones I have in here, they look like CVDs, but they're not. They're still universal joints. So while the internet community is probably still going to call them CVDs, in reality they are not. So keep that in mind. I'll try and find a picture to add to compare the CVD to a universal joint, and put it, I'll add it somewhere in this image. So that's about it for that. Oh, by the way, that's my EX, completely reconfigured. Battery in the back, all the inner fenders done up, front bumper, but look where the servos are. The battery being in the back here lowers the center of gravity a little bit, and having the servos here allows for room to put, like, if you have an opening hood, you could put the engine on top of here, the engines that I make. I don't know if you probably saw them, and having the steering arm a lot lower than that here. I mean, obviously you could put something else here, like a radiator and so on and so forth. You could really do the engine compartment a lot easier. So keep an eye out for this. I tested it a bit yesterday. It runs really well. Still have to hook up the transmission to the other servo on this side. So keep an eye out for that. Should be running it very soon. The weather's getting a lot nicer here, so that's about it. So I'll catch you guys later.
you.